fucking...
How dare you?
He's like, God.
It's like, you motherfuckers! Pieces of shit! Dennis is here, but he's muted. Dennis, unmute yourself.
Alright, that's the intro, boys.
Hey, welcome to the Ginsuu Podcast. I'm Don. Everybody else introduce yourselves. Everybody say it at once, though. Everybody say your name at once.
I'm Rob.
Fuck it. Fucking hell.
Oh, they fucked it up. Or I fucked
Fucking hell. I think Matt just doesn't care anymore. Matt just fucking...
What am I supposed to do?
What's your name?
How am I supposed to feel?
Sir, who let you in here? Sir,
You just said it.
Who let you in here?
You just said Matt.
Alright, who invited this guy?
Don't introduce me.
Hey Matt, what's your name?
Don't introduce me.
Don't assume his name.
Yeah, what the fuck? We don't do that here.
That's the clusterfuck. That's the clusterfuck of the
Hey,
intro.
hey, I'm Josh, guys. What's up?
Come on.
That's the clusterfuck of the intro. That's fine. Everyone's gonna be like that, especially because everybody's gonna do a different intro. So Brendan, you're next. Or Brendan's not gonna be here next week. Never mind.
Yeet.
Or am I?
Shit.
Again.
I'm gonna be doing next week's.
I had my chat telling me they were excited for Harry Potter stuff because they're into like fetishes for that, and I was trying to keep up with what you guys were saying at the same time.
Tell your chat to show up next week for the podcast.
I didn't know we were doing a hard intro.
You see, I would join, but Rob said I'm not allowed.
But
Sorry.
yeah, I said no. I vetoed.
Let me do it again. 1 second.
Rob was,
My name is Roger, and I'm here to chat about comics.
My name is Donovan, and I'm an alcoholic.
I hit my finger off the desk and it hurt.
Alright, what about you, Josh? What do
Not
you
allowed,
do?
even though I've watched Harry Potter since I was like 4 or 5. You know.
Wait, we're not actually talking about comics, right? We're talking about movies?
No, we're talking about the
MCU.
MCU.
So yeah, movies.
Isn't that the cinematic universe?
Yes.
So
movies.
Yeah, I have them in order of release.
Rob,
too.
don't correct me.
Excuse me, sir. Not in my 2019.
I was at the Pride Parade on Sunday, so I'm a little
centerpiece
sassy.
of your Twitch presentation here. I don't really want to.
No, dude. Look at you. You're the prettiest one out of all of us.
Front and center, bro.
So,
It's right here.
I didn't feel like using my camera tonight.
I'm starting it off with kind of like a fucking somber
Can
beginning.
we like just do it in order of like release?
Of the MCU?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk
no,
about
for
it
me,
Yeah,
all the
no,
time like
we're gonna
that.
do it. Yeah, we're doing it in order of release.
That's what I figured.
The fuck did you think we were doing? Just shouting out MCU movies and talking about them?
Doctor Strange.
Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Endgame. Those are the only movies.
I don't know, guys. Have you guys
I have to admit, there are some MCU movies I've never seen, but only like a couple. The Iron Man one with Whiplash and the Hulk.
That's Iron Man.
But
Iron Man
that's
2.
not important.
And
So
Incredible.
let's...
I missed out on the Thor movies a little bit.
So, no, was I one of the only 12 people to see Ant-Man?
Probably.
I should say I've seen every MCU movie in the theater with my dad, so
I've seen
aside
Ant-Man.
from Thor: The
I've
Dark
seen all
World,
the
which I've seen with my
Ant-Mans.
brother.
I love Ant-Man.
Fans too. I like
Yeah,
that
I
movie.
love Paul Rudd. So
Oh,
the second I found out he was coming into the MCU, I was like, oh, I'm
Guys,
very excited for this. And he was Paul Rudd. It was hilarious.
Ant-Man is Paul Rudd.
I just fucking
It is
spilled
John.
Jameson on my
Yeah,
floor.
like he's not. I feel like he didn't play a character. He was just Paul Rudd.
They're just like,
Party
here, we're
foul,
gonna pay
dude.
you money to just be yourself. Go.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was great.
All right.
Watching Paul Rudd try to be Ant-Man was a hilarious movie.
So before we do that, I want to talk about something
Oh
that's
god.
somber as shit.
Here we go.
Me personally, I never watched any of his content. I know Dennis did. I don't know if anybody else did, but Etika, his body was found this morning.
Yeah.
He passed away. I'm not gonna say much only because I wasn't like a huge fan of his. I respected him. I liked his reactions to stuff, but I never really dove deep into his content. But the one thing I did want to talk about was this morning I was scrolling through the Discovery page on Twitter, so all the news and stuff, and when that popped up, the first like 3 tweets that I seen were people making a fucking meme out of it. And it pissed me fucking off, dude. I was livid. Like, I never even watched the guy. So, like, the thing that pissed me off is these people, whether they're fans or not, even if you're a fan, don't make a meme over someone's death. And
Yeah,
don't say
cool.
you're making a meme to honor him. That's not an honor. Like, that was a human fucking being. He wasn't your personal plaything that you got to watch every day. He was a human being and he died, and that's sad. It's not a meme. There's nothing about it.
Dude,
that's
his
funny.
final video he was recording while walking when he first left home was like hard to watch. I watched it today. It's like 8 minutes long.
It's ridiculous,
of him talking
dude.
about apologizing to everyone and things felt like it was all his fault and
like I'm not saying any names or anything, so
Do it. Drag him, sis.
I'm not doing this. But it pissed me off, dude. Like, I mentioned one dude and he was like, you've joined meme heaven. I'm like, he's not a fucking meme. It was a human being. He was alive.
I think those people are just doing it to get like your reaction, though, right? Like, they're just not decent people, or just completely desensitized, and they're just doing it to try and get somebody angry. Unfortunately,
regardless, dude, I had to say something because this is gonna get dark, but I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety. I've dealt with suicidal thoughts. It's something that I will always deal with. It's something that I'm never going to stop dealing with. I don't just get better from wanting to kill myself. That's a serious fucking thing. And when somebody actually goes through with it, and then people go on the internet and they make a fucking joke out of it, it's ridiculous, dude. Don't do that shit. Be a good fucking person and respect him. Respect his family. Respect his friends who are on Twitter bawling their fucking eyes out because their best friend died. Like,
I was
fuck
talking
all the
to
jokes.
one of my buddies earlier, and I was saying, like, can't you just like look at the fun sides of what content he made and like there was one person that knew him personally that said just look at Etika as that Smash Bros reactor / anime girl lover that people knew him for. Really, you know?
Yeah, that's not.
When someone dies,
like,
you should always think of like the positive sides of their life, not the bad stuff, because nobody's perfect.
nobody was focusing on the only thing that I seen that pissed me off was everybody making a fucking joke out of it, and everybody making a meme.
There was a lot of people doing
that.
And you know, another thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's
is
what I'm
that
calling
the people who pushed him to like kind of do this kept saying, "Oh no, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it." All those people now today said, "Oh, rip Etika, rip Etika." Like, it's all like, I don't know. Those kind of people, it's just stupid.
I'm saying
I definitely like and am in no way shooting down the message that you guys are putting like forward, and I actually 100% agree with it. And I think that it's good that you said something, but with that comes like the reality of these people will always exist, right?
And it's
you know
bullshit,
what I mean,
dude. It's bullshit.
And, like,
they shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, but like at the same time, it'd be kind of a fucked up world if we didn't have that balance of like good and evil. You know what I mean? Yeah. As much as it does suck, like, is what it is.
I'm saying all this shit before I start drinking.
It makes it good that there's like real sensible people. And I was talking to my parents about this too. They not the same topic, but within the same context. They were talking about like science and people disregarding science, not believing in it, like flat earthers and like anti-vaxxers and like that whole route. And I just said to them, I'm like, you know, it's just a case of like the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You know what I mean? Like the idiots are the fucking loudest ones on the internet. Us with the sensible brains, like you just said, you're like, I had to say something. You were like compelled to say something by like their actions, whereas they're just like jumping to the forefront, hopping up on their soapbox, just blurting out the dumbest thing that they can, right? So like,
that's like,
we can at least take like solace in the fact that like, you know, like this group here, like we're all like we found out in the last podcast, we all have very, very different views.
Yes.
But we're all fucking sensible people that can sit here and talk about things sensibly. We're not those jackasses. And yeah, it sucks that they'll always exist, but like they're the minority, and that's like the fact of the matter.
Yeah.
I think the majority of people that are looking at this know that this is a terrible fucking thing, and it's hopefully the good coming from it is like you were saying, like people shouldn't, you know, be shoving this off. They should be highlighting like mental health issues and depression and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. So,
you know, that's
kind of my take on it.
And like that's why I didn't post anything, because I like I said, I've never really gotten too far into his content, so I didn't want to seem like, you know, the fake fan who's just posting shit just to get attention. So
see what I mean? And that's like a level-headed thing to do.
The only thing I did do was call out the bullshit that I seen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I left it alone. But I do want to say my condolences to his family, his friends, everything. I hope he's wherever he is now, he's resting and he's not in pain anymore, because I know exactly what it's like to want to kill yourself, to almost actually go through with it. So, and anybody dealing with that situation.
He was yelling something out his window and stuff. There was a clip for like a month ago, and there was a bunch of cops, and
I did see that.
they
Yeah, I saw
got
that.
all the people around the area like left.
Excuse me.
And then the dude riot shield and stuff came to the door, and they ended up taking him away. I don't know, and he just did get the help.
It's a fucking tragedy.
He did, and yeah.
Because I've seen like how
It's
many
horrible.
people that, like, besides all the bullshit that I've seen, and that like Matt said, it was a minority. The minority of the shit that I seen was bullshit. Everything else I seen was people, saying that how much he affected their life and how much of a positive person he was and all that shit. So I totally fucking get it. But I just had to say, don't be a fucking dick. If someone fucking kills themselves, don't make a fucking meme out of it. It's not funny. It's not cool. Just don't do it. You're not going to get anything but people coming at you. And I don't understand why people feel the need to have people direct anger at them. It doesn't make any sense to me. Matt, yeah, you're right. There are always going to be people like that. But I feel like if I say something, it's going to reach somebody who's doing this shit. And
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly. I started off saying that I think you should say this. Like, I think you should say this. I'm not trying to shut you up at all.
No.
I just don't want you to be like, it's kind of like, don't be disappointed if you don't cure the world. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. For sure.
Like, like go out there with this message, but also with a dose of reality. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Like, I'm just hoping that I can reach
dickheads.
one of those dickheads and they realize I'm doing something fucking fucked up.
And almost like, we don't want them to shut up, right? Like, as much as it sucks what they're saying, if they shut up, if we like the whole like banning words and deplatforming people, like, then we don't know who the dickheads are. Like, you have all those accounts you saw today. You know who the fucking jackasses are. You can hit the block button or whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? If we ban that stuff, then they're just lurking. They can slip into your friends list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Fuck that, man.
Really great thing I seen on Twitter. Zero, which is another very, very popular Smash YouTuber. YouTuber.
I follow him on Instagram.
All that. And on Twitter, he talked about it a little, and he said his next stream, he's already building up the money from streaming all his subs and all kinds of money. He has like over 10,000, just all going specifically out of his money that he earns from his job towards suicide prevention stuff and all that, you know? Which that's like, I respect Zero for that. And that, and the fact that most of these people aren't making videos about it, talking about it and stuff. I mean,
I was going to mention, someone in my chat mentioned it all as well. Like, there has been a lot of mental health like awareness brought up about this. Like, it hasn't been all negative, right? Like, there has been.
It's definitely not all negative.
I've seen quite a few posts of people saying, you know, if you're dealing with this, like, get help. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same with Boogie 2988. I mean, I don't know if you guys have watched Boogie, but like, he's gone through a lot of this stuff too. He got a divorce. He lost weight, and his life's gotten a little better, but he was abused as a kid. He got thrown out of a car by his mom, all sorts of stuff throughout his life. And he has wanted to commit suicide many different times, but he somehow pulled through it. And I mean, he talked about it a little on Twitter too, and how like, I don't know, just everything about it. I don't think I'll make a video, but I don't know. Kind of get where I'm
fucking
going.
Sucks, dude. Like, the people who do this shit don't fucking understand what it's like to be at that edge. I've
like, I don't understand, you know.
Not to keep bringing it up, I've been there 3 times in my life, where I was sitting in my room or sitting in my car or sitting in a bathroom or sitting somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to be here.
You didn't talk to me?
I didn't talk to anybody. This was where I would shut myself off from everybody. I'm a lot more open now, which is thankfully it's very good for me that I express myself, but I was closed off. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't talk to anybody about my personal well-being. But there's been 3 separate times where I was in a bathroom or in my car, in my room. I think that's all 3. Yeah. I was in the bathroom at work, or I was in my car at work about to go home, and I was in my room fucking 10 feet away from my little brother and my sister and my niece and my mom, and I was sitting there and I'm like, I'm done. I can't do it. This is my limit. I'm done. And thankfully I didn't do it, and I'm happy that I didn't. But the people that do this shit don't realize that how hard of a thing that is to do. I cannot imagine what he went through when he ultimately did it, because your natural instincts is to protect yourself, to protect you, to protect your family, to protect everything. So
I don't want to be rude, but
yeah.
I feel like we're kind of going down an avenue that's off
I'm gonna end
the original thing.
I'm just
not even like off of like the MCU. I just mean that the original thing you brought up was just the post and paying respects, and I just feel like we're going down a much larger rabbit hole. That's a long talk, and we're not going to wrap this up very quickly at all.
You're jumping into a crater, Don.
That's what I'm saying. If we don't just nip it in the bud, you know what I mean?
Basically, don't be a dick. It sucks to live like this. Don't be a dick. We already are hard on ourselves. That's enough. All right, I'm done. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. All right, now I'm done.
Now
we can switch that.
All right.
It had to be brought up, but yeah.
It is something. So that's it. But all right, now on to the positive side of this podcast.
The topic of the day.
The MCU.
Give me an M. Give me a C. Give me a U.
And then give me a
what
Y.
What is that an abbreviation for?
CA.
Look at that crazy camera over there.
Yeah, Mambo, what's going on with your camera, bro?
What the fuck is going on with my lungs?
Sun's dying on us over here.
It stands for Marvel Cinematic Universe, if anyone doesn't know.
You're joking.
What?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I wish I had a camera. A decent camera. Hold on. I just sat down.
It's supposed to be like a mic drop, but my mic's on a boom, so I can't.
He's like, my mic is expensive.
Let's do this one more time.
Well, I have to like unscrew it. And
all right, I'm standing up. Now, what does it stand for?
No, don't stand up. Sit down.
What does it stand for?
No, this is gonna knock your socks off. Are your shoes?
You're gonna want to sit down for this one.
You wearing your Yeezys?
All right, I'm down. What does it stand for?
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Holy fuck, you're joking. There's a Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, dude. It's this little project.
Is Batman a part of it?
Comics universe, man.
Is Batman a part of it?
Yes.
Twice.
There have been 2 Batman movies in the MCU. All right. So what?
He was that guy who fought Batman.
Batman was the guy who fought Batman.
And those were the 2 movies. Don't start with me.
Batman v Batman. Dawn of Batman.
Listen, I'm not a writer.
I am. I'm gonna write that short story.
Dawn of Batman. A hole there.
Dawn of Batman. Do it.
All right. Just so you know, if I scream at all during this podcast, it's because I got a fucking shiny Suicune that I'm soft resetting for currently. So,
Still soft resetting for that.
I am currently 10,000 soft resets in.
Out to you, my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Big
At this point,
yikes.
it's a lost cause. I just don't care anymore. I just need something.
You
to
may
do.
as well just do it to do it at this point.
Exactly. All right, where are we starting with the MCU? Are we just? We're not ranking them, are we? We're just talking about
No, we're just gonna talk about them.
it. Okay, good. Because I don't know if I can rank 22 movies.
All right, let's do it. Number 22.
Thor: The Dark World.
Yikes.
I don't know, that or the Incredible Hulk.
I didn't say
It's
yeah.
highly
Incredible Hulk is
tough.
pretty bad.
I
The
like
Incredible
the
Hulk was
the Incredible Hulk.
No.
I think it's only because I have a soft
I
spot
like
in my heart.
you. Don't say that.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Edward Norton.
It's like not anymore.
Yeah, but he was such a dick about that movie. He ruined his credibility for it anyways.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Like, I
It's-
like him as an actor too, but he just acted like a wanker.
I
To be
always
honest, I
forget
don't know
that
why I
movie is
like it.
actually part of the MCU.
Everybody
Like, I never
does.
even-
Everybody does. And you want to know what the thing is? Everybody always acts like Ant-Man is the forgettable part of it when it's because they forgot about the Incredible Hulk.
Like, I've never seen that movie, but I've seen clips of it, and it looked bad.
I would say, like, there's, like, the cheesiest whole part of it is the end of it, only because he actually says Hulk smash. And that's, like, the one part where I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, maybe everyone's right.
I'm like, maybe I have to be drunk to enjoy this.
That's a line that only someone else can say, and it would be decent. If they, like, looked at him, they're like, Hulk? Smash.
That's why I like that.
That's,
That's why I
like,
like that
acceptable.
because it's a joke, you know. Because it's such a stupid thing.
But it's like,
Hulk
it's so
smash
dumb,
is-
it's funny. Yeah.
Exactly. Hulk smash is cheesy as fuck. You would never ever say it. So when they like point at him and they're like smash, and they're like, yeah, it's a joke. I get it. It's satire. All right. So we're talking about it as a whole. Do we start with Iron Man? Let's go backwards. Let's talk about Endgame.
Wait, we already
Ooh,
did this
Endgame.
part.
We gotta talk about Endgame. When?
I don't remember.
Neither do
But we did it.
I. We're still gonna talk about it though, right?
Is that a time travel joke?
Was it though? Were you actually making a time travel joke?
No,
Oh,
but it could be.
like now that
Heyo.
it's there. Like now that it's there.
That wasn't the original purpose, but yes.
Okay, Iron Man. It's fucking great, right?
I love it. It's
Everybody's in unison here. Everybody,
Yes.
everybody agrees that Iron Man is
Iron
great.
Man's fantastic.
Now, I have a question. I watched Iron Man the other day, and I thought about something. Do you think that movie works without Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark?
no.
No.
I don't think any of them work without Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
Like,
so let me
if
put it
he
like
wasn't Iron Man, I don't think Iron Man would be as popular.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
that movie wasn't like Tony Stark. It was like Robert Tony Downey Stark Jr.
this. It was Robert
You know
Stark
what I mean?
Downey. Robert
Yeah,
Stark
you know what
Downey
I
Jr.
mean?
And I
so
think-
imagine somebody else been cast in the role and not Robert Downey Jr. So imagine, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a charismatic
Like,
actor.
That's exactly what I was
you
thinking.
guys know
I
that
can't
the
think of
comics
anybody.
started
Hanks.
depicting like Iron Man as like
Sure.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
That's how influential he played that part. So like it changed, but like
I
yeah,
think
it's not who Iron Man like was necessarily. He was like almost darker than like the way that Robert Downey Jr. played him.
you're welcome.
Every time
Sorry.
someone burps into their microphone,
Oh,
I feel so glad that I paid $400 for my headset. Oh my god. It's like I can almost feel it, you know?
dude, how do you slap someone through video call? I don't understand. Also, why the fuck did my camera turn on? What the fuck is that? How do you? I don't get how you virtually slap the shit out of somebody and they feel it.
Dennis.
Yeah, what's going on with Dennis's camera?
Dennis, are you here?
The infinite spin.
Dennis?
His camera started doing that when I said what MCU stood for. I was like, whoa.
I think you broke
Turned
his
his
nose.
camera on with that information.
It shocked his entire PC.
And now he's gone.
See, I said it again and he's gone. We gotta keep that shit under lock and key.
Wait. I'm here.
Nobody say MCU. Shut the fuck up.
Today we're talking about DC.
Yikes.
The DCEU. Can I just say something? That's a stupid ass name.
Oh my god, right? It's
The
not even
DC,
like fluid.
the DC Extended Universe.
DC European Union.
The DC Extended Universe, I think, needs a real big makeover, but that's a talk.
I don't even think that's
For
a thing
another
anymore. To
day.
be honest with you, they stopped. Like after Justice League was, I don't want to say a bomb because it didn't.
No,
bomb
it
in
was.
terms of numbers.
It was a fucking bomb.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Batman v Superman. Batman v Superman made money.
I love that
The
movie.
numbers.
But I just like
yeah.
Batman and I just like Superman, so like that was the perfect movie for me.
Ooh, yikes.
Shut up, Flash.
Oh,
Where's your movie?
yikes. Thankfully, it wasn't made because nobody could fuck it up.
So yeah, so Mr. Downey Jr. playing Tony Stark.
I think
What do
So
you guys think about that? Do you guys like the way that he like portrayed that?
Oh,
Or
hell
do you,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
do you like
sure.
disagree with the changes he made to the character, quote unquote? And keep in mind, like every time I have to say this to other people when I talk about it, every time I say changes to the character, like this is in fact like a completely different universe. These are different versions of those characters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They live on
yeah.
a different like planet. They live different solar system. You know what I mean? It's a different existence, and that's like canon to the entire thing, right? Like,
Mhm.
like it's a different Earth.
well the
A
thing
lot of
is
people don't get that though. I know you guys are probably not among those people.
you're right.
But anyone watching, you know, might not understand that it's not just like we're saying like these are movies and these are comics. It's like no, like sometimes like characters like we haven't seen it yet in the MCU, but sometimes characters go between different universes, and the MCU is just yet another universe
Mhm.
that takes place for our viewing purposes cinematically. That's all.
And in another universe, they're comic books.
Yes.
And in another universe, they're fucking real.
They're children.
And in another universe, they're zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever read any of the Marvel zombie comic books?
No.
They're fucking awesome. I love them. So,
But yeah,
you know-
so the portrayal of him, everybody like agrees with it.
Yeah.
The way that he
Yeah,
did it?
I liked how he did it.
Yeah, because I really love it too.
I do wish they had done more with Tony's alcoholism, because Tony in the comics is an alcoholic. There's a
Yeah.
whole entire story arc dedicated to it called Demon in a Bottle, which is a great read, so everybody go read it.
That's what I was
Right
yeah,
now,
that's what I was
stop
hinting
listening to
at.
this podcast. Go read it.
That's what I was hinting
Yeah.
at before, actually, when I said that his like comic book version was like almost darker.
Yep.
Because yeah, he struggled like really hard with alcoholism.
And Iron Man in the comics is a fucking asshole. I'm just saying, he's an asshole. Civil War, he was on the wrong side of that in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had no problem exploiting a 16-year-old Peter Parker, making him take off his mask in front of cameras, which then almost got him killed, and he didn't even give a shit. Tony Stark was an asshole, and is an asshole in the comics.
I don't know
think
if
at
I
one
can.
point was evil.
I don't know if I can read Civil War because I know what happens to my boy, and I'm like,
It's a great read.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but I always I think it's like every year I read Civil War. My favorite part of the book is when Daredevil gets arrested and he's being escorted into the negative zone in Prison 42. That's prison's called Prison 42, and it's in the negative zone. So when they get there, Tony's trying to coerce Daredevil to switch sides. And he says, Matt, please talk to me. And then the guards go, he hasn't said anything. since we picked him up, or since he turned himself in. So he purposely turned himself in. And he said the only thing he had on him was this silver dollar. And so Tony grabs the coin and he goes, I don't understand. And then Daredevil turns and looks at him and goes, I guess that's 2 pieces of silver that you got out of this. Sleep well, Judas. And I was like, way to drop a fucking bomb. Like, this dude got purposely arrested just to call Iron Man Judas, and I love it. It's like the best. It's the best thing I've ever read. It's great. I love it. Especially when you realize that Daredevil is, I think, one of the most. I think he's the only. No, I don't want to say only. I think he was the first openly religious superhero.
Oh shit.
Which, granted, may not be like a big thing, like, you know, being like an openly gay superhero or an openly whatever superhero, but having a superhero that actually identifies with a religion, it's kind of like alienates people who don't, but it's a ballsy thing to do, and I like it's part of Daredevil's character. Is his religion.
Adds depth to it. It's nice.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, that's probably one of my top 10 favorite moments in comic books is Daredevil calling Iron Man Judas. It's great. So we were talking about fucking Robert Downey Jr. and how fucking amazing he is, and how I wanted to be my dad, right? Isn't that what we were talking
The
about?
Robert Downey Jr. podcast.
Robert Daddy Jr.
Robert Daddy Jr. Mm-hmm. Dennis, are you back? Nope.
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
Dennis!
Look at my nugs, Dennis. Look at them.
Dennis, I'm gonna do shots until you get back. If I die, that's on your hands.
Dennis, you're risking both of our lives. I'm gonna have
What
to do
the
it.
fuck,
too.
Dennis?
Dennis, you're the reason I drink.
You love me.
He's the reason all 3 of you drink.
Okay, hold on. Similar question,
Wait,
because
I'm full
this
screen
almost
now.
happened.
My
Do you
disc.
think anybody else besides Chris Evans could put Captain America?
That's
If
a tough
so,
one.
you have to give me who. You can't just say yes.
What about that guy from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the actor? I think he'd do a pretty good job.
Fuck you. I was like, wait a second, the actor. I was like, that's Chris Evans, you son of a bitch.
You're like, wait a minute. That was a nice walk to my joke. I took
Okay,
the long way
so-
around.
I'm not saying he would have done better, but I have thought about it since this news was released. John Krasinski almost played Captain America.
Oh,
He
I think I want
he
that.
was up for the role, and he's seen. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember why he didn't. I don't know if he auditioned and didn't get it, or if he didn't audition. But I remember an interview where he said, "Yeah, looking at Chris Evans now, I'm glad I didn't take that role because Chris Evans' fucking workout routine is insane." But ever since that came out, I've looked at John Krasinski and I'm like, I could see it.
You're
I
like,
could see him as Captain America.
you're like, maybe.
And I wouldn't be like, nothing against Chris Evans. I fucking love him. And I love Captain America. But I think a John Krasinski Captain America would be fucking awesome. Where the fuck did Matt go? Did he die?
He said he was keep doing shots until Dennis came back, so he's probably dead.
Dennis, are you back now?
Damn it.
Fucking hell. Do I really have to explain this whole John Krasinski thing to Matt again?
Yikes.
What?
No, just make him listen to the podcast.
What?
Yeah, you gotta
Now
listen to the
now on
podcast.
Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
You can
I
find
should
this
mention that.
podcast wherever you can find your
Podcasts.
local ebooks that you love to listen to.
Your local
Audible.com/Ginsuu
on your
Podcast.
Yo, Audible, if you're looking to sponsor though, hit me up.
all
This
our t-shirts
podcast-
are on redbubble.com.
This podcast
Buy
is
Matt
sponsored by
shirts.
Jameson Irish Whiskey.
James. Dog, if we
You
got
guys
all
don't
these...
need me coherent, right? Like I can just drink.
I'm not coherent. What the fuck?
Damn.
Look at this cute little tequila shot glass.
I'm almost done with my whiskey and I'm about to go grab some
Is that
vodka.
the skull of your enemy?
That's sick.
Yes.
I can't see
shrunk
anything.
him.
Matt's camera is frozen. me, anyway.
What?
Sounds.
For me, it might just
You
be.
Not for me.
haven't played Tuber Simulator. So, watch a lot of PewDiePie, my bad.
Okay, but anyways, Matt.
Can you hear me?
Holy shit, he's back.
Oh shit! 4 movies later.
Hi.
You almost killed me.
Everybody, stop
I
talking.
heard
shit about
everything.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
okay. I heard
It's
everything.
like I heard
Fuck,
everything.
you heard everything. Oh fuck.
Ah shit.
You're like
Save
my
me and
mother.
Matt's lives.
Okay, so Matt, I don't know if you heard me or not, but Chris Evans, do you think anybody else could play Captain America?
Okay, I'm kind of uncomfortable about that transition, to be honest.
I'm,
I don't know how it's gonna go. I think like I'm not okay. I don't want to discredit the actor.
No. We're not discrediting anybody. Chris Evans is fucking amazing.
No, not Chris Evans.
I'm alive.
The guy who's got,
Falcon.
I don't know what his name is.
Dennis.
Yeah, Falcon. I don't know what the actor's name is though.
Anthony Mackie.
I don't want to discredit him because he hasn't really been given a chance. Because like Falcon's just kind of been like a sidekick Captain
That's what Rob
America.
said.
So like,
I made the same argument.
So it's like I'm like, my instinct is to be like, no, he's gonna be boring as fuck. But like, I don't want to like put that evil on him. You know what I mean? Because like, if he like gets to the forefront, like he might be dope. So like, I want to stay optimistic about it, but instinctually, I'm not. Is how I
But what
would
I'm actually
say
saying
about
is,
that
though,
situation.
do you
'Cause Chris
think
Evans killed it?
do you think anyone can play the character of Steve Rogers? Not taking over as Captain America, but before Chris Evans was cast, is there anybody you think would have been a better fit? Besides
Oh,
Chris
to
Evans?
recast it?
Because there was one person who was up for the role that I already told Brendan and Rob, and Dennis heard me, and I thought about it, and I would love to see him as Captain America. I
It
would
was
have. loved it.
Ginsuu.
Fuck, I'll do it.
Yeah, it was Rob. Rob was up for Captain America.
Ginsuu was Captain America.
Rob was gonna be our Captain America. So,
There-
are you looking this shit up, Matt?
Me?
Yes,
No.
you. No,
My
the
hands are on
other.
my
I'm looking
the
at
other,
this stuff.
The other Matt that's here.
My hands
sorry.
are on my hips.
I get sassy when I drink. Your
I
camera's
don't
frozen
have like
for me.
Toby eye tracker. I can't like eye type.
Your
my
camera's
way.
frozen for me, and I just heard clickety clacking, so I just thought you were typing shit. You're like looking up, like, ooh, who else is gonna be down for the role of Captain America?
No, I can't even think of who would be. That's one of the things I actually love about the MCU is like,
Is there
like
characters?
I have so little fucking complaints with these movies. It's ridiculous, you know. Like
So,
I'm always so satisfied. Like I cried like 8 times, like 6 to 8 times during Endgame.
6
I
to 8.
ugly
there-
cried too.
we're not there yet. Spoilers, motherfucker.
I
Oh
cried
yeah.
during a bunch of the other movies too. I pretty much cry during every single Marvel
Basically,
movie. I
like
cry
it-
during all the Ant-Man movies. Like, anytime something happens and the violins start, and I'm just like, like
Basically, just I cried during place MCU movie title here.
yeah, exactly. Like it just fucks me up.
No, John Krasinski was up for the role of Captain America as well when Chris Evans was auditioning for it.
Okay.
And I thought about it. I would have loved to see John Krasinski as Captain America.
To bring
'Cause-
something up when it comes to the actors and stuff.
I asked how Matt felt about that. You can wait.
I like.
Ah.
I think like I definitely think it's it would be an interesting like matchup, but I think from what I've seen of him, I feel like he'd be a little bit too rigid for the role. If that makes any sense.
Like rigid, like as in too dramatic.
I don't know. Chris Evans was just more like flowy, like smooth guy kind of thing. You know what I mean?
You've got to put it out of your head though. Like place yourself in like 2010. You know there's a.
No,
Captain
you're right.
America
I'm not
movie
really being
coming out.
fair. Like it
Yeah,
should just
you-
be a different. It should just be a
2010.
different.
2010. You know.
Could
there's
he
a Captain
make?
America
Could
movie.
he make Captain America his own? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I think it could be an entertaining.
Like I would have
entertaining,
loved to
like,
seen that.
position. You're
No,
right.
no,
I wasn't
it
really being
was-
fair. I was like, could he like out act Chris Evans? It's not really about that. It's just about
Yeah.
like, could he make an interesting and compelling Captain America? Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's John Krasinski. He's a great actor. Have you guys seen fucking A Quiet Place?
Ah,
Jesus
dude, I
Christ.
love that movie.
The movie is fucking insane. Even watching that movie at home now, I still, like, in the parts where it's so fucking quiet that, like, you shouldn't be doing anything, I don't do anything. And I know I'm at home.
You're like,
I'm
in this movie.
Like, I could totally eat this fucking, like, piece of popcorn right now, but if I do it, I'm gonna die. That movie is insane. Quiet Place.
He's like, if I breathe too loud, it's over.
So,
Then you can play Groot.
I can play Groot?
Why would
You
we
can be
want to
the
be
next
Groot
Groot.
in the Quiet Place? That sounds like a terrible idea.
Ooh, yeah, why would I want to... You know what? I could probably do without Vin Diesel as Groot. I don't really like Vin Diesel.
So are we doing kind of like until it gets obviously into the Avenger movies? Do you just want to do like movies by like heroes? Like we just talked about Iron Man kind of thing, then talked about Captain America.
We should have gone in order because it was Iron Man, then Hulk, then Iron Man 2.
We can
And-
start that now.
What, we're going to talk about Iron Man some more? I'm down.
But do you want to do like every Iron Man movie, or you just want to? That's what I was saying. Like, do you just kind of want
No,
Oh,
we'll go
I
in
see.
order. We'll go in order of release.
to? Okay.
So Iron Man. We've talked about the Iron Man though. Not that we can't talk
Iron
about.
Man.
What's the next one?
Hold on. It's Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk a little bit.
What's the next one?
Hold on. Hold on. I'm just saying.
I'm holding.
Incredible Hulk is not that bad. I'm just saying. Yes, the movie is not good, but it's not like dreadful. I can watch Incredible Hulk.
I think it just lives in the like shadow of a really
That's what I'm like.
like
It's one
good dynasty. You know what I mean? Like
It's the
it's just
movie where you're like-
unfortunately placed.
Yeah,
Cato!
It's the movie where you're like, yeah, I could watch Incredible Hulk, but I could also watch the Avengers.
Yeah.
And you know
Like,
which one you're
if
gonna
I'm gonna
pick.
watch a superhero movie, I'm not watching.
Exactly.
Like, I haven't seen
But
it. So.
It's not a bad like. Put it up against 2003's Hulk, the Ang Lee version of the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk looks like a fucking Oscar-nominated movie then. Which
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't like.
I don't
comment
even like.
too
I don't
much on this.
even. I don't
It's
even.
way better than the Ang Lee. The Ang Lee is kind of a disaster.
I don't even like hate the Ang Lee version.
Okay.
Only because I love the style that Ang Lee did with the movie. Like he tried to make it like an actual comic book movie. Like each scene is split into like panels, and I love that style. It was cool. That's like the one positive thing I can say about Ang Lee's Hulk.
He's like, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
But fucking Incredible Hulk had Edward Norton, who's maybe hard to deal with and hard to work with, but he's still a great actor. He's a great Bruce Banner. Tim Roth, who was fucking amazing. Like the best part of that movie is the villain.
With Edward Norton,
Abomination's dope.
just to interject, my like issues with him are not even how tough he is to work as an actor. I mean, he's a highly sought after actor, so he can, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I was in a band and I played with some bigger bands in the industry, and they had like pretty extensive riders and stuff like that. So I kind of get that, but like it was more so how after the movie, because he didn't. So I don't know if you know exactly what happened, but he like basically wanted to change a lot of parts, and they were like, "Sure, you can change some parts," and then he changed a lot, and then when the movie came out, the final cut had basically none of the parts that he changed. So he like threw a big stink. It's just how he like dragged the issue through the mud afterwards. And I mean, from what I know, I don't know if it was Feige or someone else from like Marvel, Disney, but things were said about him, so they didn't handle it very maturely either. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then he said shit back, and I was just, the situation just seemed really stupid.
Oh my god.
You're lovely.
Are we gonna move along to Iron?
Oh.
If this was speed dating, I'd come to your table twice.
To my table?
Yeah. Because all those sweet nothings you're whispering in my ear.
Yep.
At least I'm muting myself now while I'm fucking dying. So, oh my god, I took way too big of a sip.
It's like half and half muted.
Oh my god. Well, I burped the once and then I remembered I got bitch slapped for it, so I muted myself and then I started coughing.
It's like we heard you go under, but we didn't hear you drown. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm just
drinking tequila. I might get sassier. Just remember, I love you all. Okay?
That's fine. I'm drinking whiskey, and then I'm gonna be drinking fucking.
Never drank. I drank tequila, and I got so sick I can never drink tequila again, dude.
Bro, all I drink is tequila.
He's like, that's
I was
it.
in Toronto on Sunday screaming, "Margaritas in the streets!"
Here he is. I'm probably lit right now from that NBA championship. They're probably still celebrating.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. There was like hundreds of thousands of people downtown.
Why are we
It was
talking
weird.
about sports?
That's crazy. I'm
Why are we
jealous.
talking about sports
Because
ball?
we'd rather talk about sports than the Hulk.
We were talking about alcohol. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your fucking lane.
It's gonna take all night if we talk about 22 movies one at a time with spending.
That's
so
what I
much
was
time.
saying. Let's talk about Iron Man. Then let's talk about, next
Iron Man.
superhero that comes in the
Iron Man.
line.
Character,
Then let's
it's
talk
not
about
even
the
a little bit
Avengers.
easier.
Then let's, you know what I mean?
Pause. I got this.
That's fair.
Iron Man, good. Incredible Hulk, okay. Iron Man 2,
Well,
Thor,
I don't want to
good.
talk about it like that. I mean, let's talk about the
Thor,
characters
good.
as a
Captain
whole.
America, good. Avengers, awesome. Iron Man 3, okay. And then get to the end. Endgame,
Don's
awesome. Done.
summarization of all the movies. He just goes through all 22 like that. Iron Man,
Hold on, I got
good.
Hold on, I can actually do it because I have all the movies in order.
Do it by stars. You gotta give a star rating for all of them.
All right, Iron Man 5 stars. Incredible Hulk 2 stars. Iron Man 2 2 stars. Thor 4 stars. Captain America 5 stars. Avengers 5 stars. Iron Man 3 3 stars. Captain America Winter Soldier 7 stars. Thor: The Dark World 2 stars. Guardians of the Galaxy 5 stars. Avengers: Age of Ultron 3.5 stars. Ant-Man 4 stars. Captain America Civil War 5 stars. Doctor Strange 5 stars. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 3.5. Spider-Man Homecoming 5 stars. Thor: Ragnarok 5 stars. Black Panther 5 stars. Avengers: Infinity War 5 stars. Ant-Man and the Wasp 2.5. Captain Marvel 5 stars. Endgame 5 stars. Done.
I'm not gonna give Captain Marvel 5 stars.
And this was brought to you by Speed Reviews.
Speedreviews.com.
I like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Podcast over. We'll see you guys
Yeah,
next
I like
week.
Ant-Man and the Wasp too. Heck you.
I
That
liked
one was
Ant-Man
cute.
more than I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Still
Ant-Man
better
and the
love
Wasp
story
was
than
better.
Twilight.
All right,
I
Dennis.
like-
So,
I like
what's your
Captain
problem?
Marvel.
I like Captain Marvel more.
I'll give Captain. I'll flip those. I'll give I'll give Ant-Man and the Wasp like a. I'll give Cap.
Whoa. Hold
Yeah,
on
whatever.
a second.
Whatever you just said.
am I drunk or did Dennis just break?
He just broke. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'm also drunk. I'm actually surprised that I got through all of those movie titles without fucking up.
Really impressive, I'm not gonna lie.
I can't verify that. It's not like anyone's recording it. So.
Do you want me to do it
Oh,
again?
yeah, no
I'll
way.
do it again if you want. You want me to go through it again?
Rob, shh.
Is that a yes? You want me to go through it again?
No. I
Okay.
love
No.
you. Don't.
No, I love you. Don't do this to yourself.
Rob needs like a voice changer so that whenever he actually speaks, it like towers over all of us.
You messed up your order, by the way. Thor: The Dark World came out before Winter Soldier.
Whoa.
Did I just get bitch slapped through the fucking internet again?
Virtual bitch left.
Damn,
If
Don,
we're
you
gonna
suck
do
at
this,
this podcast thing.
If we're gonna do this, I need to go get more alcohol. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my fucking Russian stuff.
There's only like 35 minutes left.
Rob, I introduced this podcast by saying I'm an alcoholic. Fuck off. Don't judge.
I missed that part.
You think I'm just not gonna judge you? That's adorable.
I think everyone
Wait,
besides
no, I
Dennis
didn't.
here is probably drunk.
This technically counts for the MCU, I guess. Marvel wants to do 9 Spider-Man movies for the MCU.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love I
I'm
love
so
Tom
fucking
Holland.
down.
I don't give
I'm
a fuck.
so fucking
Yes.
down. So fucking
So
down.
I guess it's supposed.
Also, can I just quickly point out the scandalous line that I just noticed in the
What the
Spider-Man
fuck was that?
ad, the newest like role that they're showing?
Which
At the
one?
very end, he's like, "How's the suit fit?" And he's like, "Well, it's a little tight around the old web shooter."
Oh yeah.
I was like, "Ooh,
I've seen that.
I don't think I've seen that
Tom,
one.
Talk about your web shooter on screen."
TOS.
I'm blushing.
Come on,
it's not-
boss.
It's not Spider Sense. It's Peter. It's what Peter.
It's the Peter Tingle. The Peter Tingle.
The Peter Tingle.
Tingle.
Yeah, it is.
Because May throws a banana at him, and she's like, "What? Your Peter Tingle didn't tell you?" And he's like, "Don't call it a tingle, please."
You can dodge bullets,
I
but you can't
fucking-
dodge a banana.
I fucking love Tom Holland. I fucking love Tom Holland. He's amazing. Oh yeah, Rob.
Tom Holland's a great.
I gotta
Spider-Man.
tell. I gotta tell these guys what happened this morning. I sent Rob a picture. I roasted somebody on Facebook this morning. Hold on, where's it
You
at?
bully.
Album
Thanks, cool.
recently deleted. Okay, it's right here. So somebody posted on that trailer about the banana throwing, and somebody commented said, because it's a threat/danger sense that Peter cannot control, sort of like a subconscious mini peek into the future that his body tries to react to. A banana being thrown by a biological relative who is also his mother figure, no threat there. So I commented and tagged him, and I was like, whoosh, did you hear that? That's the sound of the joke going right over your head.
You got him good, boys.
I was so proud of myself.
Got him.
I was so proud of myself.
I apologize.
Oh, man. I don't think I'll ever say anything better. That was my peak. That's where I peaked on the internet.
peaked.
Also, I'm scared to drink
You
this.
peaked.
I've never drank Smirnoff before.
Do it, bitch.
Oh, it just tastes like Pepsi. I put too much Pepsi in it. God damn it. Fucking hell.
I would laugh if you forgot to add the alcohol.
I'd rather drink it straight than drink it with Pepsi. That sounds kind of bad. Is it?
I ran out of Coke, so I can't mix it with anything. And the only other thing I had in my fridge was Pepsi. Don't worry, I'm sad about it too.
That bitch out the bottle.
No, I can taste it. It's like it's
But
there.
Ciroc actually tastes so good. Don't try
Well,
that.
You know what? Then you know what? Bring me some Ciroc then.
All right, you got me.
Ciroc's like really good.
Then
He has
bring me-
green
then
apple
bring me
Ciroc,
some
and that's like
Ciroc.
really good.
Yeah,
Bring me
it's
some Ciroc.
fantastic.
Like that shit's mad good.
Don't just
That's my
tease
favorite
me.
Ciroc. But
Don't just tease me and tell me that it's good. Just bring it to me.
what? Bruh, if
This
I
podcast
drove
is-
all the way to your ass, I'd bring a lot more than just Ciroc. We'd be partying.
This podcast is
I
brought to
only
you by
have a
Ciroc.
longboard. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
We'd get
I
lit.
have a longboard.
Well, all of you need to come to TwitchCon because I have a house for a whole week in San Diego. So
I don't
figure
got
that
no
out.
money.
I'm
was
gonna
gonna say-
longboard to San Diego.
You better get going.
Sell
Get going.
in a limb, you diabetic.
Or the
man.
Rocky Mountains.
I'm
Here,
gonna sell.
they
I'm
can
gonna
just
sell
take
myself.
my,
Sell one of your
Super.
non-diabetic body parts.
No, only the diabetic body part.
Yeah,
I would-
whichever one is not affected by your diabetes.
Sell
That's
your
all of it.
pancreas for a new one.
I would say I would sell one of my kidneys, but I only have one to begin with. So
Sell it.
Swindle a
Why would-
with
then
the
why
regular
would you say
pancreas
that? That
into
makes
trading
no sense.
pancreas is with you.
Go for like a lung.
Tell you
I'll
what,
sell
I'll
my-
give you
I'll
one
sell
of my
my gallbladder.
lungs if you give
I'm
me
gonna
your
post that.
pancreas.
I'm gonna post that on like Craigslist or something. Selling gallbladder for TwitchCon tickets.
Sell your body figuratively, not like literally parts of your body. Just like sexual stuff.
Will blow you for TwitchCon tickets.
Well,
There we go.
Yeah, man, I'll hit up your DMs later. Just we'll get you to TwitchCon. Don't just
All right. Well, I got the
yikes, bro.
I got the TwitchCon tickets lined up. Now I just need a flight to San Diego. We'll blow you for a ticket to San Diego.
Yikes.
Matt's like, don't worry, I got your flight to San Diego as well.
Just 1 second. Let me check my bank account.
Oh shit! All right, hold on. MCU. We're talking about movies here. We're not talking about me blowing.
We
people
haven't
for
even
tickets
talked
to
about
TwitchCon.
we haven't talked about at all.
About what?
Don talked about every single movie already. We're
Yeah.
good.
I gave you the star ratings of them all. And
Brendan's
that's
like,
the
we're good.
definitive
We ticked all the
list.
boxes. Let's go.
That's the definitive list, dude. Actually, you know what I think would be a fun idea? Hold on.
The last fun idea you had got me killed.
Last fun idea I had got me diabetes.
Earlier, I meant to bring up Keanu Reeves because he's in talks with Marvel.
I
Possibly
wanted
getting
to
a
play,
role.
I wanted him to play Moon Knight.
Oh my god. Yes.
I want him to play Moon Knight so bad. So fucking bad. Please.
Yeah, that's the
Just
only.
a CGI character.
Well, Dennis was just about to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you guys think Adam Warlock's coming in the
Oh,
next
yeah.
movie?
I sure fucking hope so. He had a post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's
Just
all.
say, that
That's all
better
he's
be
finna
where
get.
it is, 'cause I thought he was going to be in Endgame or Infinity War. Like, I thought he might show up.
Okay, so I pulled up Rotten Tomatoes ranked the MCU movies lowest to highest.
Oh boy.
Wait, hold on. This has only 15. I need all of them. Oh shit.
I don't think I could rate all the movies. That's way too hard, dude.
Either.
A definitive
Like, I
list
just don't think
between
I
all
could.
5 of us? No, I don't think we could do that.
Even myself, it'd take me like a year. Like, and I'd probably still be arguing. Like, I'd present the list, I'd be like, I'm not.
I'm just saying the
I'm
MCU.
like 95% sure. I'm still, some of the things could move around still.
Not that
Depends on the
wrong.
day of the week I watch it. You know?
Not that Rotten Tomatoes is the most trusted thing, but the MCU does not have a movie that falls under 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. The lowest ranked one is, if you guys can guess it, I'll give you $1.
Hulk?
Nope.
It's either Hulk or Dark World.
Thor.
Which one?
Thor, Dark World. Thor.
No.
Wait,
I'm just kidding. It's Thor. I just don't want to give you $1.
he's like, you're not right, but you're right.
It's Thor: The Dark World. Thor: The Dark World has a 66% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hey, nice. They executed the order. No? Nothing?
And
Been like up
Is
to
this thing
9
broken?
Spider-Man movies in the MCU. Sure,
I'm down, dude.
Are we
I'm
gonna
down.
get that?
So the rumor is that the first trilogy is high school, the second trilogy is college, and then the third trilogy is adult life.
Yeah. I'm fucking hype.
Dude.
But the only thing is Tom Holland only has a contract for Civil War, Homecoming, Far From Home,
That
Infinity
means
War,
nothing. That means
Endgame,
nothing.
and then he only has one more movie.
That means
I'm-
nothing.
That doesn't. Yeah, what I'm saying is.
How many
like, they
times
can
did
always-
like other actors in the MCU resign?
Matt?
Technically, isn't
Let me
that
talk.
up to
Matt's
Sony?
just, like, out
Isn't that
here.
one up to Sony?
I've just
I
heard that
know
so many
that's the whole-
times. Like his contract is good.
His contract's gonna be over.
If you let me talk, hold on. I was
Oh,
saying
We're
there's
better
no
than
Sony.
that. We shouldn't
my
even.
God. I said let me talk, and everybody else starts talking.
Yeah, that's because you're all of us.
And every one of you lives inside of me. Wait,
Whoa.
hold on.
Some of us
Phrasing.
more than
Wait.
others.
Phrasing. But anyways, as I was saying, and as I was going to say before Matt so rudely interrupted,
All right. Okay.
contracts can always be renegotiated. But as of right now, Tom Holland only has a contract up to 6 movies. And after Far From Home, there's only one more movie remaining, which is Spider-Man 3, which has already been confirmed by Tom Holland himself.
Did
So-
say that he would love to play Spider-Man, like for. So.
Also, I just want to say shout out to Tom Holland because he is such a very nice, kind person. Because did you guys see the what happened on Twitter?
I've seen that.
Yeah. So somebody.
And he's British.
Yeah, one of his fans was at they have he's walking through the streets and they have barricades set up so he can like meet fans and shake their hands and shit. Well, there was a fan at the front of the barricade, and she was getting swarmed and pushed around and huddled, and she was being basically squished by a bunch of quote unquote graphers, who are people who just want Tom Holland's autograph so they can sell it.
Oh no.
And the girl started having a panic attack because she's being surrounded by all these giant men who are just pushing her, and Tom Holland went, I believe, because I watched the video, his exact quote was, "I'm gonna throw your shit on the ground. Can you stop pushing her, please?"
Oh my god.
So shout the fuck out to Tom Holland.
Dude, I love him. Oh
That's
my
real.
god.
What an amazing guy. Just saying. Shout out to you, Tom Holland. You're the best. I knew you were my favorite Spider-Man for a reason.
Yeah, Tom Holland's lit. Someone in my chat said also shout out to Tom Holland for always leaking info for the movies.
Yeah, shout out to Tom Holland for being our one source of information with the MCU. Our one trusted source.
Yeah, there's a conspiracy that like Marvel uses him to leak.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely do. Now that it's become like a meme, they definitely do.
They're like, all right, Tom, don't tell anyone.
They're like,
Twitter, LOL. You guys will never guess what just
what
happened.
happens is they hand him an envelope, and they're like in front of the cameras. They're like, all right, Tom, don't say anything. And then on like the script, there's a little note that says, please leak this on Twitter.
Well, technically, apparently Mark Ruffalo's.
Mark Ruffalo spoiled Infinity War. Like, he ruined Infinity War. Nobody believed him, but then when Infinity War came out, we all looked at Mark Ruffalo and were like, what the fuck?
Wait, do you remember what he said?
He literally, like, he was in an interview with Don Cheadle, and they were talking about Avengers, and Mark Ruffalo goes, wait till you see this next one. Everybody dies. And Don Cheadle got pissed off and was like, dude, what are you... And nobody took it seriously. And then we all saw Infinity War, and we all looked at Mark Ruffalo and were like, he spoiled Infinity War, and we didn't believe him.
Is it really a spoiler then?
Yeah. That's definitely a spoiler, because he said it before the movie. He gave away the ending of the movie before the movie even came out. But we just didn't believe him. And that's on us.
Isn't it funny how all the actors for Endgame said that they had to go to a wedding, and Robert Downey Jr. wasn't there, and no one could figure it out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it wasn't the actors who said it. The directors told them that they were at a wedding.
And no one could figure out the fact that, like, why wasn't Robert Downey Jr. there?
Can we also appreciate the fact that every single one of them disobeyed the no camera on set rule? And everyone has come out with videos of them recording shit from Endgame set. I love that, dude. It was the best.
Yeah, that was
the
great.
fact that every one of them were able to, not upload that stuff, but technically they would lose their jobs. So.
Which just proves my theory that Marvel really they have it set up. We're like, yeah, no, you can post this, but we're gonna say that you spoiled it.
We're gonna ruin your reputation forever.
Marvel, they're a bunch of geniuses, dude. They know how to market their shit. They know what to do.
Here's a major question though. Pull off, let's say 10 years from now, we got the X-Men, we got the Fantastic Four. Can they pull off a movie as big as Endgame?
I just want a Moon Knight movie. That's all I want.
A movie that's as big as Endgame.
I don't care. I just want a Moon Knight movie.
Maybe if they do Avengers versus X-Men someday.
I don't care. At this point, all I want to see is my favorite Marvel characters. I just want to see like my favorite Marvel characters get their chance to shine. Which one of my favorite Marvel characters is Moon Knight.
Well, if we're getting three movies a year, chance that we'll see new solo films too, because we know we got Black Widow. We know we got Guardians 3, we got Ant-Man 3 probably, Black Panther 2.
Doctor Strange 2.
but they got to throw something new in there, obviously, aside from the Eternals.
Moon Knight, please,
only new
Marvel, please, Moon Knight. That is one of my favorite
Could do
characters.
Nova.
About the Taskmaster.
Taskmaster is a villain, so he'd probably be in like, I think he's most commonly against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Taskmaster as like a villain in Spider-Man 3. Because Mysterio is the villain in Far From Home. Let me rephrase that. Mysterio is the villain in Far From Home.
But the multiverse.
Completely unaware of any Spider-Man villains.
Did you guys know that Mysterio is the villain in Spider-Man Far From Home?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
One more time for the people in the back. Mysterio. No, I'm just kidding.
Every 5-year-old that Dennis attracted with the fidget spinner is gone.
Dennis.
Now watch, like, if people listen to this podcast, they're gonna be like, dude, spoilers. I'm like, that's your fucking fault for not knowing who Mysterio is.
Is it spoilers if it's basic fucking information?
Thank you. All that bullshit. We talked about this shit before, but I want to stress it again. Mysterio is a villain.
Mysterio's the hero, right?
When we get a Spider-Man 3, the end of the first one, is into this one.
Did you guys get did his audio cut out for you guys too?
Yeah, it always cuts out at like the most important part.
Yeah, like I seen him talking, but his audio cut out, and I was like, what?
Like, shit, here we go.
Teased.
In Spider-Man 3?
In
Spider-Man 1?
In 3.
Oh, yeah, no. Homecoming? Yeah, I know that. Hey, Matt.
I had to run to the bathroom, my bad.
Matt, hey, Matt.
Here we
Hey,
go.
baby.
Did you know that Mysterio is a villain?
No.
Okay, so one more time, let me rephrase that. Mysterio is the villain in Far From Home.
Sounds fake, but
Can you-
okay.
Can you stop? He's clearly
Maybe
the hero.
that's what their critics are saying by the movie has a twist.
No. There's gotta be something else. That is not a twist. That is not a twist. That is basic information. We know Mysterio is the villain. He's not a hero.
The critics
He
know
may be
that.
from a different universe. He may be from a different universe. I'm not saying he's not. He's the villain. Mysterio is a villain. He is a bad guy. He is a liar. He is a compulsive liar. He is an actor. He is known to portray himself as a hero.
But it's
to
Jake
get the
Gyllenhaal.
spotlight. He is a villain.
Jake Gyllenhaal is such a nice guy, though. Why would he lie to us?
Have you seen the characters Jake Gyllenhaal has? Have you seen the characters Jake Gyllenhaal has portrayed?
Some of them.
That dude is fucking insane.
I was just itching to say it, dude.
Jake Gyllenhaal is insane. I'm just saying. Like, I'm pretty sure he belongs in a mental institution, but I love him. He's insane. I love him. Watch. Have you seen Nightcrawler?
No.
Watch Nightcrawler, and then watch Red Velvet, and you'll see how fucking insane Jake Gyllenhaal is.
Mm-hmm.
Red Velvet? Like, the cake?
Watch Nightcrawler first, because Nightcrawler is a far better movie than Red Velvet. And then watch Red Velvet.
We can't forget that.
Velvet Chainsaw. No, what the fuck is the name of that movie? I think it's Velvet Buzzsaw. I think it's on Netflix. I think it's Velvet Buzzsaw. I can't talk.
I'm about
I'm
to
drunk.
check.
But
It is
watch,
Velvet Buzzsaw.
Yes, watch Nightcrawler first, though. Nightcrawler is a far superior movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays the creepiest motherfucker in Nightcrawler. So anyways, yeah, moral of the story, Mysterio. He's a superhero. He's a hero from another dimension who's here to help Spider-Man.
In the future,
No.
I highly doubt. Goblin, and they can actually do as good as Willem Dafoe. Like, that's impossible.
Personally, looking back at it, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was cringy as hell.
And with the MCU's casting nowadays, like I think they could outdo it.
Willem Dafoe is cringy. He's a great actor. Don't get me wrong. Like I love him, but looking back at the first Spider-Man, that is definitely a early 2000s character. He is over the top, and he's it's crazy. He is insane. I love him, and he's a great actor, and I love that Green Goblin. But I don't think that same Green Goblin could work in a modern Marvel movie.
Oh, definitely not.
Speaking of something, J. Jonah Jameson, man, something like that again. Are we gonna see that character again?
I don't even care. Like, I don't care to see J. Jonah Jameson. I'm here to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the Peter Parker, like, let's focus on him working at the Daily Bugle. I was never a fan of that.
I'm here to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, this is enough web action for me. Come on.
Right.
Which is why I love Homecoming. Homecoming is, like, amazing. Which I do rank Homecoming as my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yes, me too.
It's Homecoming.
Well, until Far From Home comes out.
Yeah.
I didn't know I came here to be disrespected.
Hold on. Far From Home is, quote, better than Spider-Man 2.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
We all know the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best, man.
Let me tell you guys something. So here's the funny thing. This was before when that movie came out, and I actually liked it when it first came out too. Donovan called me after he seen it. I liked it.
Yeah, I loved it when it first came out because I love Spider-Man. So I was like, this is a Spider-Man movie. I fucking love it.
That's how I felt about Last Jedi.
Looking back at it, I realized, like, it's not a good movie. But no, I loved it when it first came out because my favorite Spider-Man villain was in it, which is Electro. Which, actually, my favorite Spider-Man villain is not Electro anymore. It was for a while. What the fuck is his name?
It's just a great time to be a Spider-Man fan in general. I mean, we got a Spider-Man movie left and right. We got the game.
Absorbing Man.
My favorite Spider-Man villain right now.
So cool if the dude who played Kingpin in Spider-Man, but that wouldn't be for a while. I know he said he would.
They've established that Kingpin is a Daredevil villain.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they can do Spider-Man versus Kingpin. They've established, like, especially Vincent D'Onofrio, he's a Daredevil villain. Granted, they could do it, and I would be okay with it, but I do think that Kingpin is more of a Daredevil villain than a Spider-Man villain now.
Do you think they could bring the Sandman back?
I hope so. Like, it looks like they did.
No, he's technically in it.
Like,
you got the three. You got Sandman, you got Hydro Man, and you got
Molten Man.
He's technically in it.
Sandman, Hydro Man, and Molten Man. Even though they may be illusions by Mysterio, who is a villain.
No, he ain't. No.
Hey, Matt, even though you're muted, you know
wait, my hero? My hero, Mysterio?
No, dude, he was shaking hands with Spider-Man. Dude, there's no way.
He's a hero from another dimension, guys.
I have to get rid of all my Jake Gyllenhaal nudes.
Wait, you have those and you're not sharing them? Come on, man.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, they leaked them from the cloud.
Was he part of the fappening?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up. Actually, no, I'm not.
I plead the fifth.
I'm not gonna be that asshole. You live in Canada. Do you have a fifth over there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have 5 fingers. I'll punch you in the face. Shut the fuck.
When they do, rather than do a specific X-Men movie, do, like, let's say Cyclops or Storm movie and lead up to an X-Men movie, or do you think that would be stupid? Get someone like James Gunn or something that can do.
I don't think the characters can hold. Like, I don't think Cyclops or Storm could hold up a movie by themselves.
No, I don't
personally,
think so.
Because they're
I feel the same way.
characters. They've always been a part of that team.
from when
think the
Storm
only
is
characters.
like Black Panther, but yeah.
I think the only characters that you could from the X-Men that you could get to hold their own movies are Deadpool, who yes was at once part of the X-Men, Wolverine, and maybe Professor X. Maybe Professor X could have his own movie.
Yeah.
What about Magneto?
Nah,
No,
fam.
because with Magneto you need Professor X.
Yeah, so he would probably basically be the villain in the Professor X movie.
Yeah.
Magneto,
welcome to Die.
Do you guys think with Doctor Strange 2 that the post-credit scene of the first movie of that one dude, that black guy that was supposedly is supposed to be a bad guy, you think
His name is Brother Mordo. His name is Brother Mordo.
Well, you think he's gonna be the
he is an actual Doctor Strange villain, and his villain name is Brother Mordo.
get absolutely wrecked, Dennis.
Excuse you,
do you
sir.
think he's gonna be the villain in Doctor Strange 2 or something?
I think
when Dawn slaps back.
The internet's gonna
Snaps
tear
in
you to pieces, man.
Snaps in a Z formation. Excuse me, his name is Mordo. No, I think Mordo is going to be the villain of Doctor Strange 2, and then Dormammu is going to be the villain of Doctor Strange 3.
Dormammu's my bae.
I can agree with that.
And they're not gonna make him a cloud.
Dormammu,
like
more like Dordadu.
Dorbabu.
There will come a time in the future that when X-Men come into the MCU, gets her powers absorbed by Rogue.
No.
So what's the best MCU movie?
Oh fuck.
There's just one. We just have to pick one.
We have to agree on it.
Fuck.
Because I like
Maybe not.
Infinity War.
Maybe not. Maybe we don't have to agree.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
I think we should base it off of if you were to sit someone down and say, "Watch this. This describes this whole franchise." What movie would you show them?
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Dennis?
I want to say Iron Man 1. Describe the whole universe.
Endgame. They go back in time to like
exactly.
events
That's what I was
from
thinking,
like
man.
all the
Endgame,
other
like
movies.
If we're gonna sit someone,
And then at the end, they literally show every single character from the MCU.
if you're gonna show somebody and say
Endgame
this
is the most
describes-
developing movie so far.
Yeah. If you're gonna say if you're gonna sit someone down and say, yeah, this describes the entire MCU in one movie, you gotta show them Endgame.
Yeah. There's just so much in that movie.
But if I sat someone down and said, in my opinion,
That doesn't
this
make
is
it the best movie though.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like if I sat someone down and was like, this is in my opinion the best movie of the MCU, it's Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
See, that's not me, Chief, but like I respect
So your opinion is wrong.
In my opinion, that's the worst movie.
I definitely respect that because that's a really good movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's not even a superhero movie. It's a fucking spy espionage movie. It's not even a superhero movie.
I think that's almost why it doesn't win me over, though.
It's a 70s spy.
The same reason I don't want to put like Ragnarok up there because it's just different.
It's an
I
action
love that
comedy.
movie so much. Yeah.
Ragnarok is
Yeah.
a buddy cop movie.
Yeah,
Ragnarok
like
is a
I
buddy
love that
cop
movie so much, and I think it's such a good movie, and it really turned things around.
Ant-Man and the
but-
Wasp is kind of a romantic comedy, but I don't know if they're trying to set up Ant-Man and the Wasp as a romantic
If you're
duo. I
gonna
think
tell
they're
someone,
fucking Dennis. God damn it!
Show me your nugs, Dennis! I showed you mine.
I say the Avengers.
Like the first Avengers movie. Okay.
I say that.
I like that choice too.
That would get them intrigued by the movies before it and what's to come.
I'm just
I think
saying,
it's a good choice.
this is an unpopular opinion, and if Matt's chat is listening to me, they're gonna chastise me for this. I'm just saying, the Avengers does not hold up over time.
compared to the other ones, no, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Like if you put up the Avengers against any of the other MCU movies that came up after it, maybe besides Iron Man 3, I think I'd rather watch those movies than these.
I was actually going to bring that up when we were talking about the first Iron Man movie earlier.
I love Iron Man 3, personally. I love it. I think it's a great movie.
Like, Iron Man 1 is a good movie, too, but it's just, it doesn't, like, it almost doesn't fit. You know what I mean? It's like watching,
Iron
like,
Man.
the Star Wars, like, movies.
Iron
It's
Man
like
3
you
doesn't
watch
fit, or Iron Man
the
1
first
doesn't
three
fit?
movies that were made compared to the, it's like, they seem like movies out of time, you know what I mean? Because, like, such different technology is involved.
Iron Man 1 or Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 1 compared to, like, the rest of
Ooh,
the MCU.
I don't know. Wait,
I feel
hold
like
on.
it's outdated.
You
Like,
did
you look
not-
at his suit in, like, the first
Hold-
movie, and I know it's a different suit, but, like, just, like, the way it was done, I think
Hold on.
is
Matt,
much
hold
more
that
refined
thought.
than-
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I respect your opinion and I love it. But I want to go to what Dennis was just saying. Dennis, did you just say you would rather watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over Iron Man 3?
I was going to mention Age of Ultron
Oh,
because you
okay.
mentioned the Avengers.
Holy shit. I was like, this dude did not just say he would rather watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over Iron Man 3. Oh my god, I just almost crucified you, dude. I just almost destroyed your entire life. I'm really glad that I asked you what you said first, because I almost just roasted the shit out of you. Holy shit, I got heated. I actually got mad because I genuinely thought you said you would rather watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over Iron Man 3. Wow. I am drunk. Holy shit. Okay,
Oh,
but anyways.
you'd rather watch Age of Ultron over the first Avengers movie?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I actually agree
Yeah.
with that.
I love Ultron as a villain. I think
James Spader did it,
James
yeah.
Spader did amazing. It's the movie that introduced Vision, who is the most, if not one of the most powerful
Quicksilver.
characters. We don't talk about Quicksilver. He's dead, dude. That's rude.
Yeah, what the fuck, Dennis?
F in the chat for Quicksilver.
Rest in peace, Quicksilver. Everyone in Matt's chat, rip Quicksilver in the chat, please.
Honestly,
You
I
know,
think
Red Quicksilver in the chat.
I think Quicksilver was a good character. They just need to kill someone off, and they're like, well, here's this
It
guy.
wasn't even that they needed to kill someone off. It was the fact that both Marvel, like the MCU as a whole, and then Fox's X-Men both had Quicksilver. And in the MCU was like, look, both of these characters, they're going to get confused, so we're going to be the bigger person and axe Quicksilver. And they did it in a really good way, personally. Because
We got some rip Quicksilvers, by the way. We got some.
the entire movie, they were setting up Hawkeye to die.
Respect.
And I thought they were going to do it. I thought they were going to kill Hawkeye. When that moment came up, I genuinely thought Hawkeye was about to die. When Hawkeye ran out in that field and he was going to grab that kid, I was like, okay, yeah, this is where he dies. And then Quicksilver dies. I was genuinely shocked. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? And Quicksilver's death, not only did it like surprise me, it actually set the standard in the MCU where everybody was saying, oh, MCU movies, they're fun and lighthearted. No, people fucking die in these movies. Like, some of these characters die.
And then the
they don't
notorious
come back.
beheading.
Yeah.
It got real, you know.
Like,
Yes.
in my opinion, Age of Ultron was the movie that set up the fact that some of these characters die and they're not coming back.
Unless
like,
you're Nick
Quicksilver
Fury.
died.
Absolutely hilarious. People who are making those campaigns for like Iron Man and we're
Oh
bringing
my
him back.
God,
yeah.
that is like, I could rant for like 2 hours about
stupid.
that. No, he's done. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Leave
Let
him alone.
Robert Downey Jr. bathe in his money for the rest of his life. He put in the work. He is done. He's retired. Leave him alone.
I'm gonna have a really hard time. You brought up Hawkeye. I'm gonna have a really hard time reconnecting with that character. I think they fucked up with that decision, personally.
And not killing him.
Yeah, I'm definitely like on a Black Widow like should have lived side. Like, I think what they did with the whole like Ronin like tease really offset. Like, so now he's just supposed to go back to his family and be a dad after being a mass murderer.
I hope that they
that
take
makes
this.
me comfortable. Like,
I hope that they take this chance to
go raise
That's
little
really what he
girls.
had to do.
The way I look at it is like
He didn't have to do it. He like went out and he was seeking out people, and he literally said like, you're dying because they had to and you should have or something like Thanos killed them and not
you should have died and they shouldn't have.
Yeah, he was literally just being a dick, man.
But it was so badass.
But the way I look at it is I hope that Marvel did that because they have plans for Hawkeye.
Yeah, he can't just be like a family man again.
I really hope that Jeremy Renner is not done playing Hawkeye, and that they're gonna give us either a Hawkeye solo movie where it shows us like what he was doing in the 5 years, which we know is murdering people, which I would love to see for personally. That's just me because I love Jeremy Renner.
Probably gonna be Widow.
Wait, someone in my chat said, well, they did that without Black Widow being the one to kill his family? What?
What?
Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Black Widow was never going to kill his family.
Cue X-Files music.
He freaked out because Thanos, his family got caught in the snap. And then so he went around killing all these criminals that got to live. Because in his mind, why did my good family die in the snap when these criminals didn't and they got to live? Whether or not you agree with killing, like, Ultimate Comics are not all, okay, never mind. We just got another confused person. We're talking MCU,
we're in
different
2019.
universe. It's a different thing.
2023. Therefore,
It doesn't matter what happened in the comics. That doesn't influence what happens in the movies.
Okay, hold on. I have a question.
It's bullshit that he fucking, you know what I mean? Like, if you believe in vigilante justice or whatever, blah, 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 blah. He still went around and just, like, murdered people. That's kind of fucked up.
Like, killing someone changes you.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean.
If you were to go out and murder somebody right now, whether or not it was for a good reason, that changes you. You are not the same person that you were.
And, like, so what we saw in the movie, he killed, like, 20 people.
Yeah.
And that was one location, and they already gave us the information. They're like, he's at it again in another spot. You're going to have to go out there.
Brody said before, he's doing this again.
Yeah,
so
he's killed
done this multiple times. He's went out and murdered people. So he's not the same person that he was. Which I hope that they do, like, a Hawkeye solo movie where he's, like, battling with that. Because he even said it. And to justify his character, he even said it when they were, like, when him and Black Widow were battling to who would die. He said that, what I've done, I can't come back from that. So he realizes what he did was wrong.
Right?
Okay, but when you watch shows, like if that were to be chronicled in a show, like, wouldn't you root for him to get away with it because he's Hawkeye? Wouldn't you want him to be successful?
What I want him to, like, I don't want a show or a movie where it takes place during the 5-year gap where he's actually murdering people. I want it to take place after everything happened, after Endgame. So where he realizes that what he did was wrong and he's trying to fix it. He's trying to resolve it.
The reason I say that is because I think about a show like Dexter, where he went out and he commits vigilante murder because it's what he thinks is right. And I was compelled. I rooted for Dexter.
Wait, that's what that show's about?
I understand.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Rob's like, I got a totally different.
In my perspective, like, I wish we were honestly never presented with this option. It, like, irks my stomach that I had to pick between those two characters because I actually really like them both. But when you make me pick Black Widow or, like, they set up this whole movie. The strongest argument against, sorry, I know I keep jumping from thought to thought, but the strongest argument against Black Widow is she has, like, no family, quote unquote. But then they spent the whole movie of Endgame of her being like, this is my family. They became my family. I now have a family. So her character became, like, finally moving on to, like, that next phase of, like, growth. And then they made Hawkeye, like, kind of like an unforgivable person now. And then they put them both up on a cliff and they were like, aha, joke's on you.
Like,
Which
all
is
right,
why
choose one.
I see it as a redemption thing. I see it as like now that Hawkeye realized like what Nat sacrificed, he now has something to strive for. He now has something to make up for what he's done. And which is why I said I hope that whatever they do with him, a movie or a show, comes after Endgame. And it's about him dealing with what he did and trying to make up for it by doing good. I don't want I don't want him murdering people. Like, I don't want a movie where it takes place within the 5 year
No, he's
gap
not
and it's
going.
showing him murdering people.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
I don't think so.
I want something where it's,
I don't think we'll get like a Ronin bit.
Yeah, like the character of Ronin is cool. Like, I get it. It's awesome. He's a badass. But I want an in-depth story of Hawkeye trying to redeem himself for what Black Widow sacrificed herself for.
But he became Ronin when he was like, when his family was like gone, right?
Yeah.
So like,
and now that his family's back, I want the movie
he
where
can't just un-Ronin.
Go on Disney Plus.
You fuck
Ronin
like,
on Disney Plus.
Like, I just don't get it, dude. Like, he can't just go back to his family and be one of the good guys again. Like, I feel like
Honey, I'm home.
Something where it's like where he realizes, or where he comes to terms with, yeah, I did these horrible things, but I like to believe that I'm going to grow as a person.
Well, I feel good for him, and I hope he can do that somewhere away from the Avengers and their. You know.
I like how we're talking about this like he's a real person. Like, I want him to grow. He's a good person, and I want him to realize like this is a fictional character, and I'm hoping for like he realizes how good of a person he is. Oh my god!
I think it'll be something along the lines of his Disney Plus show, because that was already confirmed.
There's a Hawkeye Disney Plus show. There's a Hawkeye Disney Plus show. That's what you're telling me right now.
That's happening.
You're sure? 100% positive.
Quite sure that was one of the 4 that they announced.
Okay, first of all,
Vision
you just
and
said,
Scarlet Witch.
First of all, it's called WandaVision,
on Google
bitch.
just to make sure.
It's called WandaVision, bitch. Because the only thing I heard, the only thing I heard was WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki were the only ones confirmed.
Isn't Black Widow confirmed too?
That's a movie, not a show on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Black Widow is currently in production right now.
Announced Hawkeye series.
Unannounced. So that does not mean it's confirmed. Did it come from Marvel itself?
This isn't, but...
Then I don't care. It's
Did
rumors.
Tom Holland tell you about this?
Yeah, as if Tom Holland comes out and says, hey, I'm going to be in the Hawkeye show. Then I'll believe it.
He's like, I'm going to be his new son.
Yes, it's not confirmed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe anything unless it comes from the source itself.
From Tom Holland.
Yes, Tom Holland is the source for all of our MCU-related news.
No, I get my news from Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, personally, do you know?
Yeah,
You
if he texts me, he's like, yo, it's about to rain. You better bring your coat. I'm like, yo.
What's up, Tom?
He texts you.
Tom Holland, be on our podcast.
He's like, yo, Ginsuu, and Rob replies, he's like, what up, Tom?
No, Tom's on a more casual basis. He says Ginnigans.
Get it? Yeah, we're pretty close. Not gonna lie.
I see Hawkeye. If a show is in the works, which hopefully it is, or a movie is in the works, which I think Jeremy Renner is a good enough actor, he could totally carry a movie.
Hashtag heck Hawkeye.
Hashtag redeem Hawkeye.
You can't redeem a mass murderer. He's
Hashtag
evil. He's
far
a
from
bad
home.
guy.
But what if they team him up with Spider-Man?
Guys, this conversation doesn't have enough Spider-Man
I
for
love Dexter and the Boondock Saints. Like, I love vigilantism. I love it. I don't care.
Then you
like Arrow.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay, but there's just a place for that elsewhere, right? Like, he can have his own movie, but he can't go back to his kids and like.
Wait.
Hold on, Don has to roast me.
Wait.
Don.
Hold on. Everybody,
Do you have a puffer, Don?
Hold up. Everybody,
should get one.
shut the hell up. Brendan, you said you love vigilantism?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Moon Knight?
I'm not. See, you're not. I don't read the comics a lot, so I've heard of Moon Knight, but I don't like.
Moon
know
Knight.
of that well.
Moon Knight is unjustifiably referred to as the Marvel Batman. He is not the Marvel Batman. Batman does not have dissociative identity disorder.
I don't know,
Moon
man.
Knight is his own hero. He is a great character. I love him. He's amazing, and he is a vigilante. So check him out. He deserves his own movie. At Kevin Feige, give me my Moon Knight movie.
All right, let me just tweet this podcast at Kevin Feige. Just be like, listen to that shit.
Look at that. Look at that badass right there. Yes, he does look like Batman. I'll give it that.
That's sweet.
That's like the worst picture, by the way.
Isn't
I'm just saying,
the
'cause that
Punisher a
looks like-
vigilante though too?
Yes, the Punisher is a
I
vigilante.
mean, he fucking kills
But the
people.
Punisher has his own show. Moon Knight does not.
You're like, this is
Give
not about
Moon
the
Knight-
Punisher.
He's like,
Moon
shut the
Knight a
fuck
Disney
up.
Plus show. No, hold on,
Moon
stop.
Knight.
Put that picture down. Put that picture down because it makes it look
Yeah.
like Batman. He's not Batman.
They're both Batman.
I will not stand for people calling Moon Knight Batman. Because he's not. Batman does not have dissociative identity disorder. Moon Knight has multiple personalities, and each one of them can take form. That's a better picture. It still makes him look like Batman,
That
but
looks
it
like-
is a better picture.
Pretty sure that's Batman. Dennis just pulls up a
It's-
picture of Batman. He's like, look, Moon Knight. And Don's like, that makes him look too much like Batman.
Like I hate that. Like Moon Knight is one of my absolute favorite Marvel characters, and everything I see
Like
is they're
Batman?
like, and everything I see is everybody's like, oh, it's just Marvel's Batman. No, it's not. Batman does not have dissociative identity
Batman
disorder.
is just Marvel's Moon Knight.
Thank you. I will take that. That is the best. Yes, I agree. You are right, sir. DC totally copied Marvel, and
Wow,
DC is just DC's Moon Knight.
Straight up
I
portrait.
love that.
What the Thanks for
Did he?
coming out, everybody. This is the end of the podcast. I hope you guys had a good time.
All right, see you
I gotta go.
We all had a good time. See you later.
Rob is love. Rob is life.
Oh, God. Wait, no, stop it.
Kids is love.
Kids is love. Kids is life.